Hi, my name is Michael. I'm 12 years old, and this is the story of how one small lie turned into something much bigger than I ever expected. It all started when my family moved to a new city. My dad had lost his job, and money was really tight. We moved into a small apartment, sold our car, and ate simple meals most days of rice, eggs, and whatever was cheapest at the store. When I started at my new school, I was nervous. I didn't have cool shoes or a fancy backpack. My lunch was just a peanut butter sandwich and a banana packed in an old cookie tin because we couldn't afford a new lunchbox. I told myself, it's okay. Just smile. Fit in. Blend in. But as soon as I got there, I saw kids with the latest sneakers, colorful backpacks with built-in speakers, and lunchboxes packed with snacks I'd only seen in commercials. They talked about family trips, game nights, and birthday parties at pizza places with glow-in-the-dark bowling. That's when I met Kevin. Kevin was popular, the kind of kid everyone wanted to be friends with. He came up to me at lunch and said, "Hey, you're new, right? I'm Kevin. What's up with your lunchbox?" I felt my face turn red. I wanted to disappear. So I laughed nervously and said, "Oh, I had MC Donald's this morning. I'm not really hungry." That was a lie. A small one. But it made me feel safe, like I could hide behind it. The next day, Kevin invited me to sit with his group at lunch. I didn't expect it. I thought I'd eat alone again. But when I sat down, someone asked, "So where are you from?" And before I could stop myself, I said, "My dad works for a tech company. We just moved here because of his job." Another lie. They looked impressed. "What does he do?" Kevin asked. I paused, then said, "He's in charge of, international stuff. He travels a lot." That wasn't just a lie. That was a huge lie. But their eyes got wide, and someone even said, "Whoa, that's so cool." I smiled, and that was the moment I got hooked. Over the next few days, I added more lies. I told them we had a pool, that I had a PS5 and a drone, that my mom was learning how to fly a helicopter. Why did I even say that? Each lie made me feel bigger and braver. People laughed at my jokes, invited me to group projects. For once, I wasn't the invisible kid. I was interesting. But at home, things were different. My dad came home tired every night. He worked 2 part-time jobs. My mom worked weekends cleaning houses. We kept the lights off in rooms we weren't using. And when I asked for a new backpack because mine was falling apart, Dad smiled sadly and said, "Maybe next month, okay, buddy?" I nodded. It's fine. But inside, I felt awful. One day at lunch, Kevin said, "Hey, Michael, we're going to the arcade for my birthday this Saturday. Want to come?" I hesitated. I knew I couldn't ask my parents for arcade money, but I didn't want to say no. So I said, "Sure, I'll have my driver drop me off." My driver? What was I even saying anymore? Saturday came. I told my parents I was going to the library. I put on my cleanest shirt, made sure my shoes didn't have holes, and walked 20 minutes to the arcade. Kevin and his friends were already there. His mom handed out tokens. I played a few games, pretending I wasn't counting every coin. We laughed. We raced go-karts. We shared a giant pizza. For a little while, I forgot everything. I wasn't the poor kid. I was just my Keltha, cool, funny, slightly mysterious new guy. Then it happened. Kevin's dad walked over and said, "Hey, Michael, I just spoke to your dad. He said he's running a little late, but he'll be here soon to pick you up." I froze. What? I didn't have a phone. No one had called anyone. Kevin looked at me. "Wait, I thought you said your dad was in Chicago this weekend? My mouth went dry. Maybe it was my uncle. I don't know, I mumbled. I felt the walls closing in. The lies were catching up to me. And fast. That night, I walked home alone in the dark. No driver, no PS5, no pool. Just me and the truth I didn't want to face after the party. Things changed. I could feel it the moment I walked into school Monday morning. Kevin didn't say hi. At lunch, no one saved me a seat. They whispered, looked at me, then turned away. I knew what was happening. The lie had finally caught up with me, and it hurt. That whole week, I ate alone. No one asked me to play. No one even texted me. I thought about telling the truth, but I was too ashamed. Ashamed of the lies and ashamed of who I really was underneath them. That weekend, I sat on the balcony of our small apartment, watching the sunset through the buildings. My mom brought me a grilled cheese sandwich and asked, "Rough week?" I nodded. She didn't ask more, but just her quiet presence made me feel like crying. The next Monday, something happened. There was a new kid in Class Sam. He was shy, quiet, and sat alone during lunch. I saw the same look in his eyes that I had on my first D, uncertain, left out, invisible. I took a deep breath, grabbed my sandwich, and sat across from him. "Hey, I'm Michael," I said. He smiled shyly. "I'm Sam. We talked about video games, not the newest ones, but the old free ones online. Turns out, he didn't have a console either." We joked about how bad we were at dodgeball and laughed until my stomach hurt. It felt honest. Kevin walked by and looked at us. He raised an eyebrow. "New best friend?" he asked, half sarcastic. I smiled. "Yeah, Sam's cool." Kevin didn't respond, just kept walking. But something about the way he looked at me, it wasn't anger. It was something else. Curiosity, maybe? Later that week, after school, Kevin stopped me by the bike racks. "Hey, was it true?" he asked. "What?" I said. "All that stuff. Your dad, the PS5, the pool." I looked down. "No," I said quietly. "I made it all up." He didn't say anything for a few seconds. Then he shrugged. I figured. Then he added, "You know, you didn't have to do that. We probably would have liked you anyway." I looked at him and said, "I didn't think I was enough." Kevin nodded slowly, then said, "Well, you kind of are now," and walked away. It didn't fix everything overnight. Some kids still didn't talk to me, but I didn't hide anymore. I stopped pretending. I started being real. And, strangely enough, being real felt better than being liked for something I wasn't. Sam and I became good friends. And eventually, some of the others started talking to me again. Not because I was rich or cool or special, but because I was me. Sometimes we wear masks because deep down, we're afraid the real us isn't enough. We think if people saw who we truly are, our flaws, our fears, our reality, they'd turn away. So we build stories, create characters, and hide behind perfect images. But the truth is, those masks don't protect us. They isolate us. They stop us from building real connections. Because real friendship doesn't grow from perfection. It grows from honesty, vulnerability, and trust. Yes, the truth might hurt. Yes, some people might walk away, but the ones who stay, they're the ones worth keeping. Being honest won't always make you the most liked person in the room, but it will help you find the people who truly see you. It will help you sleep peacefully at night, and it will help you become stronger, more confident, and more free. So don't be afraid to show up as yourself, flaws and all. Because sometimes, being real is the bravest, kindest thing you can do for others and for yourself.